see her for market. A good woman is a blessing from above. Her type will not there for market. I tell you more, Yaku. One you batra kolisa seva. Yanu more, those Yaku. One you batra kodos Yakumo. Always loving everybody, no discrimination. What a dimma, no competition.
At this point, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite up on the rostrum our next speaker for our first masterclass. This is where we go from. This is where we engage in practical sessions. This is where we go from insight to action, from ideas to activation. And so I'm going to invite for our next session, the one who is going to facilitate our first masterclass, Bekere Amassoma. Please put your hands together for her as she comes right on the rostrum. And let me have our technical. Please put your hands together for her, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. So she's going to stand up here while her brief citation will be projected on our multimedia. Thank you.
Bekere Amassoma leads Oracle Academy programs across sub-Saharan Africa, designing and delivering strategic digital literacy, STEM and future readiness programs for institutions across the continent. Working at the intersection of curriculum transformation, educational innovation, and digital capability development, she connects one of the world's largest technology companies to the educational ecosystems, shaping Africa's next generation of technology professionals. Her leadership at Oracle Academy involves building scalable partnerships with universities, polytechnics, and secondary institutions, embedding Oracle's technology curriculum and tools into academic programs that prepare students for careers in cloud computing, data science, AI, and enterprise systems. Bekere represents the model of industry-academia collaboration that BIV seeks to institutionalize, demonstrating how global technology companies can serve as strategic partners in the development of innovation-ready talent pipelines. Bekere Amassoma's role at Oracle Academy represents exactly the kind of global industry partnership BIV aims to cultivate. Her expertise in embedding enterprise technology curriculum into academic programs provide a concrete model for how Babcock can leverage partnerships with global technology firms to enhance student readiness, strengthen research capacity, and build direct pipelines between academic programs and industry demand. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present to you Bekere Amassoma.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Whoever put those pictures together, hi, you must have stalked my Instagram. I shout out to you. I did not expect to see those pictures, to be honest. And don't mind me, I'm a bit of a private person, so I was really shocked to see this. My name is Bekere Amassoma, and yes, I'm a Nigerian. I'm from Delta State, so I'm a job. And I say this all the time because a lot of people are like, oh, where are you from? I've not heard that kind of name before. Yes, I guess I'm the only one in the entire world who bears that. It's on this side of the planet, or is it Earth? Because people that went to Artemis, they were, I was confused at some point. Okay, and I'm Oracle Academy Program Manager for Sub-Saharan Africa. I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. And today I will be speaking to something really very close to my heart. And over the years, I've been on this road for 7 years plus. And yes, it's quite an interesting one, and it gives me a lot of access to universities like Babcock. And I hope that students particularly, please take notes, because I will be sharing my experience from over 7 years with you today. Okay? Thank you. The Oracle Academy is just a bit of Oracle. Oracle, I'm sure a lot of us know about Oracle, right? Oracle. Can I have a show of hands, please? Not so many. Okay. I thought there were a lot of ICT people here. Alright, so to be honest, when I first heard of Oracle, let me know if I'm like, I'm like, what are they doing there? You know, like it's kind of Nigeria now. Is it true they are doing there? No, but that's not it. We're the top, we're a global database company that has pivoted really well into cloud computing and other enterprise solutions that we produce. So today, I will be talking to you about building AI-ready talent from curriculum to real-world skills. Now, if you take a look at this screen, there's a lot of change is happening in tech. For me particularly, since I joined Oracle, there's an annual event that we have. It used to be called Oracle Open World. And we did that for about 3 years, I guess. Then we moved to Oracle Cloud World when we started, when the buzz about cloud. I'm sure a lot of us have ever heard of cloud computing and all. And it became Oracle Cloud World. So in less than 8 years, I've seen it evolve 3 times because of the emergence of newer technologies. So if companies like Oracle keep pivoting and updating or upgrading themselves, there is no reason you as a student or the teacher should not. Okay, so it was just Oracle Open World, then it became Cloud World, and guess what? It is now called Oracle AI World. Okay, I don't know what goes in the next 5 years. I don't know what we're going to call it, but that's how it is. But this is just to explain to you that tech is a constantly evolving skill and field, and you have to be at the top of your game. Even as a program manager, it's tough. Before I finish learning one skill, they are bringing up another. Okay, so that's why I tell people that it's not your prior skills that you need to be in tech. You just need a zeal to keep learning. Because what you are doing today is not what you are doing next year. I can assure you about that. So for students, do not be afraid. In case you get roles or opportunities that would need you to step into roles that you have no idea. Yes, if you are able to learn, you can learn and you will thrive in it. Ask me, because I myself, I came from the arts background, but I'm excelling in tech. Okay, the evolving landscape of tech, accelerated change, we all see it. There was edge computing, there was cloud, used to be Java, used to be a lot of database, but now even companies are evolving in their strategies to keep up with the ever changing nature of technology. Okay, and so it means that newer technologies are reshaping every industry. Everyone uses AI here, right? Yeah, so it is now no longer, AI is just for only people in tech. It is now for everyone. Let me give you a quick story. When ChatGPT came out and all of that, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, and as a person, I don't think, and this is me being very honest, I don't think I have the gift of writing that much. There are other things I'm good at, but I did not think that I had, the gift of writing. So every time that I had a task that had to do with writing, oh my God, I can ruminate over it for 1 week. It's just because I want to write maybe 2 pages, Microsoft Word pages or something. But with the advent of AI, it was so good that, I just put in my prompts and it gave me what I needed. And one day my manager asked me, he said, Bekere, this thing you wrote, did you use AI to write things? Because the speed at which I submitted, he knows, the speed at which I used to submit the others. But this thing is too polished and so nice, and with this time frame, it shouldn't have come. But I'm just using that to say that we all use AI as program managers, as teachers, as students, and it's sort of accelerates our work. And I think somebody was saying yesterday, I think it was Nikki, that was saying that it is not a thing to be ashamed of if you use AI. In fact, she said it in a way that it is those who do not even use AI that should rather be ashamed of themselves. But that one, I don't know about my mom because I don't know. I know she knows what AI, but what AI ChatGPT, I'm sure that she's looking at me like, what are you saying? Okay, so these things are changing our landscape and all. So it means also that the skills that we're learning as a people, as students, are constantly evolving. And that's why we are very passionate about this at Oracle Academy. And we want to help students become career ready while they're still in school. That's like our goal. Okay, and so because there's increasing need for more skills, they want you to be agile. They want you to adapt fast. They want you to learn newer things. They want you to learn how to write code, even as a software engineer. You know, all of those things that require a lot of time and even resources to learn. Okay, and also the AI imperative is that tomorrow's workforce must be adaptable. Yes. Please, when you graduate, yes, I know that Babcock is one of the top tier schools, and I'm sure that your curriculum is also being reviewed from time to time, which is going to help. But as opposed to some other public universities where their curriculum has remained the same for the past 10 years, now imagine what they are learning. Okay, so students have to be adaptable, analytical, and agile. Okay. So how are we bridging the gap? At Oracle, we are the academy, and the academy is the non-philanthropic side of Oracle. And what we do is to advance technology education globally. And we do this by providing resources to academic institutions like these, students, and to teachers. And the best thing is that it is completely free of charge. But one thing I need everyone in this hall to do for me now, please, is to go to our website. It's called www.academy.oracle.com. academy.oracle.com. Okay, and you see what we do. And what we do is that we also provide free curriculum, which is very important for institutions like this. And one of the ways we support universities like this is by providing curriculum in cloud, in emerging technology. So we're talking cloud, we're talking data science, we're talking database management, we're talking project management, and of course the almighty AI, yes. But the thing is that for us, we have been preaching even AI before the buzz became this way, because we had a course that is called Artificial Intelligence with Machine Learning in Java. Yeah, we're very big on Java. I know a lot of people Python, but I'm an advocate for Java. Okay, so that's one of the things that we do. Then we also provide teaching resources and industry-aligned content for educators. Because we are industry, right? Yes. As big tech, we're industry, and a lot of the students are aspiring to come work for us when they graduate from schools like this. So we're already giving you like the cheat code by giving you curriculum that is needed in the real world. Okay, so it's very important that the curriculum we give out is industry aligned, and we give it out for free. So remember I said, maybe I should ask a question and give out a gift at the end of this. So I'm going to mention 5 core areas that we give out technology education on. 1 is Java, 2 is database, 3 is data science, cloud computing, and project management. Java, database, data science, cloud computing, and project management. I'm going to ask the question again, so you better write it down. And of course, we've got a global reach. So the curriculum that we give out here in Nigeria is what is still used in the US. So it makes our students or whoever is learning under Oracle Academy very globally competitive, right? And your global standard, because you can talk about these technologies with your peers in other clouds. So it makes it very robust, and it was built by educators for educators. Okay, and now to Babcock. You're one of the very few universities doing a lot of things right. I've been around, and I commend, the management of the school is quite, cool and very conducive for learning. I've been to a lot of universities by virtue of my job, and to give you an idea, we have at least 150 universities in Nigeria only, and I do not just cover Nigeria, I also cover other West African and Central African countries like Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and the rest. So I've been around quite a lot. Okay, but I must say that your software engineering program has been highlighted, and it was reported to help students. It was reported to is built to produce industry-ready graduates across the world. I saw that one of the speakers yesterday was your graduates, the one that is based in Germany. Oh no, I'm sorry, but I hope I didn't. You graduated from Babcock. Please let's put our hands together for him. I'm so glad I was at his presentation, though I stumbled into it, but it shows that Babcock is world class. And so for all of you that are here, you should be the poster boy for what is possible. I know that we all can't acquire, but besides being abroad, he's doing really well in his career. We hope that it's the same for you too. Okay? Then from classroom to real-world application, how do we translate academic knowledge into tangible employer-ready skills? Now, let me, as a person who has worked in this field for a while, I can tell you categorically that aside your hard skills or your technical skills, you also need soft skills. Okay, so we're talking teamwork, we're talking empathy, we're talking good communication. Okay, aside the academic knowledge, in addition to it. Theory alone is not enough, obviously. So you need context, practice, and mentorship. And please, mentorship is very important. As much as you're a first-class student, you would not know, maybe one conversation you're going to have with a mentor can change the trajectory of your career. And I know that as students, a lot of you are quite confused, maybe like I was, because I went to IFE, I was just from my own university, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this course? I studied linguistics, by the way. What am I going to do with this course? What is linguistics? Who knows linguistics, And see how, I think I left in 2012. This is 14 years later. And I keep telling myself, if you know that if I knew that my life was going to be like this, I wouldn't have even worried, back in those days. And that's because perhaps we didn't have enough mentorship back then. So students, please, if you are here, listen to what all the speakers will say, because it might just be that one thing that will connect the dots for you. So what we're doing is that we are translating academic knowledge into skills. So provide experiential learning. So what we do, we have a learning management system that is called the Member Hub that houses all the membership benefits for students and for teachers. Okay, our program is strictly restricted to students and teachers, and this is because what we are giving in the academy is what Oracle customers heavily pay for, or are giving it out for free. So we want to be sure that it is used for research, teaching, and learning purposes only. We don't want it to be commercialized. That's why we're not opening it up to everyone. But we'll provide experiential learning opportunities. So you've got videos, you've got PDF downloadables that you can view offline, and there are also industry aligned projects. So there's something that we call the hands-on lab. So these are real life applications that you can work with. And we also give you free cloud environment. So we're giving you cloud environments to work, and it helps you, gives you an idea what the industry is talking about. And of course, it's structured. And we provide mentorship programs sometimes. Like I was telling somebody earlier today, sometimes you have students from other countries come into our office on the tour, and you have the opportunity to listen to like engineers, you get the opportunity to see what it looks like to work in a real life company, and more so a tech company like Oracle. And these are some of the outcomes that we offer at the academy. Now remember that I mentioned that students have to be analytical, adaptable, and agile. So for some of those things that I mentioned, which are some of the skills, these are where you can play, okay? So these are some of the AI-ready skills for 2026 and beyond. And it is very important because traditional roles are being phased out. I don't know how many of us still know how many people still do maybe like database administrator work. We now have cloud like Oracle Cloud that is autonomous, that is self-repairing, and all of that. So we do not have need again for some of these traditional roles, but they are evolving into roles like cloud engineering, for instance. In 10 years ago, I don't think we had roles like cloud engineers and all of that, but for today, we have these roles available. So if you're curious enough, you could try and search about the shows and see how you can fit into these roles, because these are the roles for now and for the future. Okay, you may not see roles like administrators again and all, but you'll see roles around cloud architects or cloud engineers. You'll see roles like AI and machine learning specialists. Yes, a lot of cyber security analysts, because digital assets are national assets, right? And during wars, like we have seen very recently in the Middle East and the US wars, there were a lot of attacks and digital assets were really targeted. So we now have more needs for cybersecurity analysts and the rest. Then we also have roles like solution engineering, project management. Yes, project management is very important. And for those of you who are here, who are not in tech, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know how to code, I don't know how to do Java and all of that, you can play well into project management. And I'm also a certified project manager if that would be of help to you. Okay, then how do we also support skills development? Cutting edge curriculum, like I mentioned, we have curriculum around AI, Java, database, data science, cloud computing, project management. I'm sorry, I'm running through it because I sleep and eat inside this, so it's just like the back of my house. Okay, so let me just take it more slowly. Java, database, data science, cloud computing, project management, AI are some of the courses and curriculum that we have available in the academy. And we also provide hands-on tools. Like I mentioned, we provide free cloud environments for those of you that will be interested, and we provide free cloud credits up to 300 USD in the first 365 days of you obtaining the account. Then we also provide IDEs. We have Java IDE available, of course Alice, for those of you interested, or for people interested in animation and the likes, and of course industry mentorship. Okay, like I said, if you are able to come over to the office, or even maybe virtually, we can have sessions with Oracle staff and we will share our experiences with you. And so I want to highlight this. We had a bootcamp with select number of students, about 60 of them, who were coming into our office every day, weekday, Monday to Friday, for 2 weeks. And it was quite interesting because we had this partnership with an organization called Digital Equity Africa and UNESCO. And what we did, it was the first cohort of having, people come and learn AI. And it was quite interesting, okay? So it was a landmark collaboration, and we really helped the students to understand what it really meant when we said AI, because there's a lot of information flying over here. AI is this, AI is that. And we had to jump on that opportunity for collaboration to explain to people what it really was. And at that bootcamp, we had students learn about AI fundamentals and generative AI. And it is interesting to know that some of them had never worked on that. They were not technical. Some of them were from other fields like arts or the economics and all of that. But they were able to learn. So they also learned about prompt engineering, digital ethics, and responsible AI. Now from that bootcamp, remember we had 60 of them, 80% of the participants reported improved problem solving and collaboration skills using AI, and which is a big one for me, remember, because we said that aside technical skills, students also need to build soft skills, which is very important. I mean, you should ask me about that, because Oracle alone, we have an employee strength of about over 130,000. Yes, I know there were some layoffs recently, about 10K, but we are still over 100,000. So imagine you are working with 100,000 other people. You know what it looks like. So you need a lot of skills, particularly soft skills, to be able to remain at the top. So how we empower educators, I've talked a bit about the student side. Now for educators, The model that we operate in the academy is train the trainers, because we believe that if we give or if we equip one teacher, he's able to reach at least 100 students, as opposed to bringing 100 students together to empower them. So that's why you will see that we open our registrations only to teachers, then teachers create students accounts. Okay, so what we do is that we equip faculty members with relevant skills, because we know there's a difference, and particularly in Nigeria there's NUC, right? If NUC is not able to update their curriculum, you may be stuck with teaching the old curriculum. So what we do is we provide an alternative curriculum that can be blended, so you can use it alongside your already existing curriculum. And also some of the courses can last for up to 40 hours, so it means you can teach them for a semester or for a session. So provide you with latest technology tools, curriculum, and pedagogical resources to lead in the classroom. We also encourage innovation, and we help students. So we also have boot camps for teachers. This is very important, please. And in those boot camps, we show them the latest technologies available in our pool, and we also give them the opportunity to share their problems and also encourage its creativity. Then we also drive sustainable impact with the work that we do. So we have a lot of public-private partnership and collaborations. We have this partnership with the Federal Ministry of Education to upskill 4,000 teachers across Nigeria. That is on, but we're also looking out for other opportunities to collaborate with public institutions. I was talking to the representative of the minister yesterday, in case you were conversing about, that was what I was telling you, about how we can upskill more across Nigeria. So as a student, I think this is my last slide. Your AI readiness journey starts now. I do not want you to come to this AI journey from the place of fear. You already have the skills that you need to thrive in the AI world. You just need to perhaps maybe brush them up. Okay, so embrace continuous learning. When a group of students came to my office, I think a few weeks ago from another country, they asked what was he was asking me about what makes somebody stand out as a star employee or something like that, or about being very good at your job and how to stand out. And I told him the first thing for me, and particularly from my experience in Oracle, is that you have to keep learning. You have to keep learning, because every day presents a new opportunity to learn. And if you remember, I said I came from the arts background. In fact, it was very dramatic for me, because the first day that I went into the building for my interview, I did not ask all the questions correctly. Yeah. And I kept wondering, what are they doing here? Why is this so big? Why am I from arts, but it was my project management skills that were needed at that point. But I sat down and said to myself after I got the job, I said, Bekere, if you have to excel in this role, you have to go and learn. At night, when everybody goes home, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., you see me there. I'm trying to learn what is database, what is Java, oh my God, because if somebody asks me, what am I going to say? So I had to start learning and relearning and unlearning a lot of these things because of my role there. And it's been very interesting, and I'm still learning. It was after I got into Oracle that I had to go and do my master's 10 years after I left the university to obtain a master's in data science management. And I went ahead also to get my, professional certification. And right now, I'm thinking of the next one to do. Okay, so you have to keep learning. It's not because you are somewhere, you're a student, you relax. No, if there are free certifications, I think I may email Dr. Raymond some of the free Oracle certifications that we have so that I can share with the students. Sometimes we have free OCI certifications running. I'll share that with you. They are very important if you want to remain relevant in the tech industry. So, embrace continuous learning, leverage resources that are available. I've told you Oracle Academy resources are completely free of charge. They are no cost to you and to your school. So please take advantage of them. You will need them because we are giving you real world resources that you need to thrive out there. So you have the tools, now it's to solve problems. And I wanted to add very quickly before I step down that in Africa, we don't just have problems, we have wicked problems. How many of you came from Lagos and you saw the state of the road? Remember when you're coming from Redemption Camp, you get to a point, I was like, oh my god, this road is so smooth. But you get to a point that what's happening here? You shouldn't, we shouldn't be having those kind of things at this age, particularly for roads, like this that connect different states. And aside that, we still got power problems. We're talking about, problems. We have things about weather. We have things about security. These are issues that as students and as a core that we must try to look for solutions for. And no, we're not going to import solutions from Silicon Valley because they may not work here. Those products may not be fit for our own problems. So we must begin to think, and we must begin to think about solutions really quick, because we're the ones that are going to fix this country for ourselves. There's no Messiah coming to come and fix it for us. So please keep stay learning, and also even as you are here in Babcock, look for solutions around you and build. I remember one time I was in a university, there was also a private university. A student built a solution around. Is that the sign to tell me the time? Okay. Alright, so I've seen that in another private university that I went to, and we had this hackathon with the students, and the students were able to come up with solutions using all technologies that we do. And they used an application around, because they had an issue with students printing out, you see, I don't know what it's called, see materials, sorry, I'm not smoke for so long, see handouts. Solution that will help students print it faster or get it delivered to their rooms without even leaving their rooms. And for me, it was such a very relevant solution in that university environment, right? And the guy was making a lot of money because that was like an actual need in their school. So I want you to look at these skills and everything we're going to tell you, and look for the problems that you can solve with AI. Somebody was talking about building your own AI models. I think it was Abid, if I'm correct, yesterday. And for me, from that session yesterday, I already had 2 ideas that I wanted to work with, that I'm going to build something around. So as students, I want to encourage us, and even also as teachers, to stay learning, because that is how, for students, you are able to move from theory, which is curriculum, to real-world skills. So thank you very much, everyone. If you've got questions, I'll probably take it afterwards.
Blessings of the Lord. A good woman who cometh from the Lord. Honeymoon.